Now we are going to review and recap our binomial theorem. So why exactly do we need binomial theorem? Alright, I believe most of you would have seen the four equations right now. Without a doubt, can you pause the video, just write out what is the final outcome before you turn on and look at my answer. If you have written what I've written on my screen, fantastic. But I'm very certain most of y'all are more familiar with square. When it even comes to cube, not all of you are able to write out the full expansion immediately. Not to mention, if I would like to want to do one with a power 10, then you will be stuck. That is why we need to learn binomial theorem, because it will allow us to do the full expansion, even for cube or even for powers even bigger. At secondary level, we are only dealing with powers with positive integer greater than 2. As I always tell my students, the most important thing in binomial theorem for expansion is writing brackets. Different set of brackets, alright? And most of you would need to use your calculator as well to calculate the answer. Okay, first of all, sets of brackets. There will always be sets of brackets in 3 brackets. Okay, what do I mean? If I want to do this expansion, let me try this one with you. Alright, I want the first 3 terms, assuming, alright, it's in ascending order. Ascending order would means from the smallest to the biggest. Smallest will usually start with power 0, alright? So, if I want to do this particular expansion using the first 3 terms, meaning I will need to draw 3 sets of brackets. Okay, so how do I draw the 3 sets of brackets? Okay, now I'm going to draw the 3 sets of brackets now because it's the first 3 terms. I must have 3 different sets. So this is what I do. 1 long bracket, 2 smaller bracket, 3 sets, plus dot dot dot. Because as you know, based on our observation above, if I have power 2, I have a total of 3 terms. If I have power 3, I should have a total of 4 terms. So if I have power 10, I should have a total of 11 terms. But I only want the first 3 terms. That is why it's required to put the plus dot dot dot. The remaining terms, I should not write it out. Okay, now I'm going to fill in the blank. Alright, this is to power 10. So I will start with power 10, choose 0, then choose 1, then choose 2, because this is in ascending order. Fill in the first term in the first bracket. The first term is 2. The second term is a negative x. Likewise for the remaining bracket. 2 followed by negative x. Now it's very important because we want in ascending order for the first 3 terms. This 0 must go to x. X to the power of 0. The power 1 must go to x. The power 2 must go to x as well. Alright? Remember, the 2 power on top will always sum up to 10. Alright? Since I have a 0, I must have a 10 on for power of 2. Likewise, 9 plus 1 will give us 10. 8 plus 2 will give us 10. Now that we are filling all the bracket, it's time to use the calculator to evaluate our answer. Alright? Something to take note. Some teachers may write 10, choose 0 as 10, choose 0. Alright? Or if it's a 9, choose 1, it can be written in this way as well. Personally, for me, I just put in bracket. But if you want to write the choose as a big capital C, please go ahead and do so. Alright? Now I should evaluate my answer using the calculator. Okay, notice I'm very careful. I do not evaluate everything throughout one shot. Alright? I will evaluate each of the bracket by pressing the calculator when necessary and take note of the negative. Alright? Then I will do each individual term and the necessary calculation. Okay, this is necessary when the question requires the first 3 terms. Now let me get the second part. Interestingly, the second part only want the term in x to the power of 5, meaning I only need one set of bracket, and I'm going to do that right now. One long bracket, two smaller one. Fill in the power 10, first term, the second term. Take note, we want x to the power of 5. In order to have x to the power of 5, the bracket for negative x must be power 5. Alright? And since the two numbers must sum up to 10, this must be a 5. So obviously, it must be a 5 over here. Okay, at the bottom. Then choose 5. So your job is to evaluate the answer now. So as you can see, if I want the term x to the power of 5, I only have one set of bracket, and take note of the power of 5 for x and evaluate the final answer. Okay, part 3. I want the sixth term. Very interesting. They did not tell you what is the sixth term, but if you can recall, take note, the first term in the expansion is always x to the power of 0. Alright? In this expansion with power 10, there are a total of 11 terms. The first term will be x to the power of 0. Second term will be x to the power of 1. So, if I want the sixth term, this means it must be x to the power of 5. If it's x to the power of 5, the method will be very similar to my second step. As you can see on top, because I only need x to the power of 5. Okay, do the necessary working, you should get back to the same answer. These are the various things that you need to take note for expansion in binomial theorem. Last but not least, you need to take note of the following. If in binomial theorem, the question given to you has a number given for the power, don't worry, you can use a calculator. However, if it's an unknown power, the following will be very useful for you. Alright? The following will be very useful for you. Okay, the two on the left, I think you can just use your calculator to check. 10 choose 0 will always be 1. Likewise, 10 choose 10 will always be 1. So, likewise for the other numbers as well. How about n choose 1? 10 choose 1 is 10, so n choose 1 is also equal to n. Okay, n choose 2 will be n, followed by n minus 1. Alright, with a 2 factorial at the bottom. Since it's n choose 2, I must see 2 terms on top, n followed by n minus 1. And what's the meaning of 2 factorial? It's 2 times 1. Alright? So, n minus 1. Of course, you can use your calculator as well. This will give us a 2. How about n choose 3? So, in n choose 3, I must see 3 terms on top. So, your guess is as good as mine. N followed by n minus 1, n minus 2, over 3 factorial. And what's the meaning of 3 factorial? 3 times 2 times 1. Alright, you can use a calculator. And please try not to simplify the numerator on top. Always leave it in its bracket term so it's easier for you to do your necessary solving. 6. Okay, the last example that you can see that will be important will be n choose 4. 4 terms on top, each term lesser, but it's by the previous one by 1. 4 factorial, you can press a calculator, is 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Alright, final outcome. So these are the important things that you need to take note in binomial theorem before we move on to the word problem.